All right, let's give it a minute or two for some folks to join in. Let's see. Can you hear me okay? 1, 2, 3. Audio is fine. All right, thanks a lot, John. We'll give it a minute or two here. Let some folks join in. Let's see where we're at. That doesn't tell me. Okay, 7, waiting over there. Hey, Thomas Grossi. Loud and clear. Very good, very good. Edward made it. Excellent. Thanks for joining. Del Hudson. All right. Sparky here. He just turned his computer on and then walked away. The DB guy. What's that DB stand for? We're going to give it another minute or two here. It's not quite 8 o'clock yet. So I'm too happy. Thomas and Dell. All right. We'll wait just one more minute. This is 10. Let's see what it says over here. So, that's not up to date. Looks like you might be there. Okay, it is 8:01, so I'll go ahead and get started. Say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sidetrack Sunday, June 30th, 2024. So, yes, tonight's, change that over. Tonight's Sidetrack Sunday is about Billboard Cars. I call them color cars or graphics cars. It was kind of interesting. And the more information I looked at about these, the more questions I had. I just like graphics cars because they're fun, they're different, and I always find something unique. And you can run them with any railroad. In other words, you know, if you run Santa Fe engines or Union Pacific or Chesapeake and Ohio, it doesn't matter. You just run whatever you like. Hey, Nick's Crossing is there. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So let me, I'm going to go over and see if I can do the participants list here and let you with that for a minute. Can we show the participants? Okay. I guess I would send them over that way. Dan's Model Railroading Journey. DB Tech, of course. Del Hudson. Happy Valley Hobbies. Edward. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central. Thank you very much. Curly Express. Dwight. Nick from Nick's Crossing. Thank you very much. Schuylkill River Valley. John number 2. Thank you very much. Sparky 107. He just goes by Sparky. And Thomas Grossi. Did anybody else join in there? No. Okay. I'm going to need a couple moderators. Where did that go? Come on. That is moderator. Save. Yeah, because I don't do live streams too often, so I really don't have too many regular moderators. And where's Nick? We'll put Nick in there as a moderator too. Manage blocks, yeah. Managing moderator, standard moderator. And also there's blocked words, change chat mode. Oh, okay, that's all right. Okay, so we're back to that. So we have some moderators in there. Fantastic. Oh crap, I'm blue. You were blue before. I made you blue months ago. Probably a year or two ago. Okay, so like I said, we were talking about Billboard Cars, and talk about a couple different railroads, couple different things, and this kind of comes from different angles. In other words, which ones, the graphics cars, which ones are real, which ones are not, and where they are now, which ones you still might see on a railroad. I do have an unboxing or an unpackaging here. Hopefully we'll get to that. And I'm too broke to pay attention. I do have an LED project if we run out of things to talk about with Billboard Cars. So I do have a little LED project here. And also I'll throw in the upcoming train shows. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I have a short video. We'll add this in and see how that plays. So a couple months ago, I actually did a Billboard car, graphics car run, and I just took part of this and, well, I shortened it a little bit. So let me just run. Yeah, we're doing a PowerPoint. Thank you, Ray. Okay, that's the end of that video. So we'll go back to that. And where do we go with my PowerPoint? Yeah, I do the PowerPoints because I always forget what I'm talking about. Here's the link to the color card graphics card video that I did a couple months ago. If you lost your glasses, they are on the lower level. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, Sparky, I've got about 7 pair of glasses, and you know, so they're everywhere. Make sure, especially your banana reefer. Okay. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is Swift. So these were refrigerator cars that they made. They started in 1870 making these refrigerator cars, and well, let me just show you here. So this is in fact a real replica. I mean, this is a model, but they did in fact make real cars. There you go. There's a real Swift car. And I think there's a pair in my car too. Yeah, there might be a pair in your car. So yeah, the Swift cars were actually a real thing, and they were established around 1875 by some guy in Chicago called Gustavus Swift. And he developed the cars because he thought it was easier to ship processed cows instead of whole cows. But the railroads didn't kind of like that because the railroads had all these cattle cars that they invested in. But actually, after a while, it did kind of catch on. So in the 1880s, they did actually end up making over 200 cars, and they did get put to use. So I think someone did a video on these before, but so originally what they did is they made these insulated cars, and they would put ice in the top of them, and there's doors on the top, on the roof. So what would happen is as the train moved and the air went over the ice, it kept everything cold. So they would pack the meat in the bottom of the refrigerator car really tight and put the ice in there, and then as the car rode along, it would cool the meat in the bottom. I think I might have a champion box in the bottom of the table. How do I oh yeah. Oh, that's not the one I want. There we go. Okay, very good. It's time to build better layout. Okay, so that's the Swift cars. They were some of the first ones that were made. So I go into Hershey's cars here, and it was a question of, like I said, I started looking at different graphics cards that I have and thinking, are these realistic or not that they actually make them? And where did my thing go here? So yes, Hershey did actually make box cars for their products. Are those Hershey's K line? Yes, they are. No, actually, Nick, these are HO, and they're probably Tyco. So those are HO Tyco. So Hershey's did in fact have box cars. They had HERX on them, I think, and I thought I had that in here. Let me see something here. Nope. So they did have a marking on them that said HERX, I believe, as the road name. Now, I showed you the box car and the tank car, but so the tank car is probably not very realistic at all, because they would not have shipped, you know, a tank car full of chocolate milk or chocolate syrup, but they would have shipped, you know, freight cars full of candy bars and whatever else they made. So then they would have imported like sugar, corn syrup, peanuts, cocoa beans, and other things. So they would have come in on other cars. Steve 87, welcome. The tank car is for cane sugar. Really? So how would you get cane sugar out of a tank car? Yeah, I mean, I'm just, like I said, as I went through looking at these different cars and, you know, trying to find out if they were realistic or not, I've found more questions than answers as far as, you know, what's real, what's not real, and, you know, what would have been used. So yeah, that's on the Hershey's cars. So here's a Snickers that was Mars. This did not have any report. Well, this has TMX on it, and I tried to look that up and I couldn't find anything. And Snickers is made by Mars Candies, liquid sugar, corn syrup. Okay, corn syrup. But would they have shipped out corn syrup? I mean, they would have imported corn syrup to make their candies, but would they have yeah, would they have actually exported or shipped out corn syrup? That's what the little compressor is behind the dome. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. I didn't find any realistic ones. So, yeah. Okay. So that's Snickers bar. So what had happened, companies were making their own cars, you know, like Hershey's, Swift, and a lot of other companies. And so they had cars with their name on them, and they would get other companies to build them, and then they would go to a leasing company. So what happens is you have a product manufacturer that manufactures candy, cereal, dog food, whatever, and they got to get it shipped. Maybe before the invention of the covered hopper. Okay, here, I can do that. So you had a product manufacturer that manufactured whatever, cereal or food of some type, and they had to get it shipped. So they would go to a shipping company, and then the shipping company would go to a leasing company to lease the cars to ship it. So the manufacturer had to pay the shipping company. The shipping company had to pay the leasing company for the cars. The shipping company also had to pay the railroads. Now then what happened is, so the railroads are shipping cars, you're transporting cars that aren't part of the railroad. In other words, like you have ATSF and they're transporting a car from Hershey's that they don't own, and then they have to pay back to the leasing company the use of that car, usually by mileage. And the railroads weren't too happy about that. And then sometimes the leasing company had to pay back to the product manufacturer because they were using the cars that were advertising. Steve the plumber, welcome. So this caused a whole bunch of problems, as you can see, you know, money laundering or so forth. That's right. There was a huge mess right before here. There you go. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Nick. Because you know, you had people manufacturing cars, you had people leasing cars, you had shipping companies, and then they had to pay back. The railroads had to pay back. And then also one of the things that the railroads didn't like is the railroads had to ship empty cars back to the manufacturer, because if a railroad had Hershey cars, Mars didn't want to put their product inside of a Hershey box car, so the railroads were stuck transporting empty cars, which kind of caused the, you know, they didn't like that too much. So what had happened was, in 1937, the railroads got involved with the Interstate Commerce Commission, and you know, there was a big debate, some problems and things like that. So they came up with some resolutions. So one of them, of course, was the leasing company couldn't charge the railroads for the use of their cars, because the leasing company was already getting paid by the shipping company and the product manufacturer, so they couldn't get paid twice. That wasn't fair. They specified what was printed on the car had to be in the car. At some point, they had to, they limited the lettering on the car. And so specifying what was in the car, that also said, like, and I'll show you, like Kellogg's. So you could have a car that says Kellogg's on it, but you couldn't have a car that said Kellogg's Rice Krispies or Kellogg's Fruit Loops, because then you actually had to have that in the car. So that's what the ruling here in 1937, the Interstate Commerce Commission. So a lot of the billboard cars kind of went away because of that. Les Plummer is a female dog. No. Plummer. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's the ruling on the 1937 Interstate Commerce Commission. So I'm just going to show you some cars here and talk about different ones. So also what happened is, this is probably more from like the 1970s, where they would put out train sets and put cars in it for advertising. Now, none of these cars that you see here would be realistically on a railroad, but you know, Bachmann or Tyco would make train sets and put things like this in it because they were happy cars, and that's what sold. The Arm & Hammer here is actually a Lionel. The rest of these are HO, and they're Bachmann or Tyco. I love Billboard. Yeah, I do too. That's right. You were here, Steve. And yeah, you saw my collection in my videos. So yeah, grocery store trains, they were just for fun. They weren't really representing any specific railroad or anything. It's just a way to sell train sets. And this is another one here, Panasonic, Ideas for Life. You would never see a caboose that looked like that. Sylvania, you might actually see a car with Sylvania on it. I don't know. Thank you very much. Yes. Kodak car, you would never see a Kodak car, but I have a ShopRite grocery car that, okay, yeah, right, exactly, ShopRite. And I think they actually did literally sell them in grocery stores, you know, ShopRite, Kroger's, whatever. And, you know, they had those on there. Your cars are some of the best. Yeah, I haven't, I couldn't find too many. And you know what? I forgot to take pictures of them. And yeah, I apologize. Some of these I took pictures of like 5 times trying to get a sharp picture. I mean, I tried with a document camera, I tried it out in the garage, I tried it in the backyard. Kodak had a fleet of them, but they weren't this colorful. Really, did Kodak actually have rail cars that said Kodak on them? I mean, like I said, one with the film on it is completely unrealistic. Yes, and all these pictures here are cars that I actually have. I didn't just download a bunch of pictures. Had to find. What happened there? There we go. That's not what it. There we go. Wife got the set for me years ago. I happened to find it the other night. Ray is at the oh, film at 11. Okay, so you actually had Kodak cars. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, they're just fun to collect. So this is one Tropicana. This is one of my favorites. Nice bright orange cars. I have these in N scale, HO scale, and O scale. They're really cool. So is this a realistic car? Kind of. Tropicana did in fact have their own refrigerator cars, and it does say TPIX, Tropicana Transportation Company. And also, and a Panasonic caboose. How did I not know about these? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, Tropicana does in fact own its own cars, and they had them specifically made for their juice. I have the standard O trap like a 70A 80s scheme. Okay, yeah. So what the Tropicana cars actually looked like was this. White with the green and the orange on it. I guess probably cost too much to paint them all orange or something. And oh, well, that's cool. I would like to see that. Again, you know, I do this. I keep finding different things that I haven't seen before, and that's what's cool about the graphics cars or the Billboard cars. I keep finding something different, and so, you know, in the 10 minutes, half a dozen people have, you know, brought up something that they have. Tropicana is close. CSX lost the rights to move those cars a few. Did they really? Now, see, I just forward to a technical topic. I'm going to throw a little technology in later. Yeah. So yeah, Tropicana. Well, okay. I was told that CSX lost the contract. So Tropicana does in fact have their cars, their own cars they own, and they had them specifically made. So Tropicana was founded in 1947. Rail transportation didn't start until 1970s. They were shipping stuff by ship. They literally had a ship that went from Florida to New York. And then I guess after they developed refrigerator cars and so forth, then rail transportation of Tropicana became a thing. So the cars were specifically built with specific specifications by Tropicana. The Tropicana cars are built in Alexandria, Virginia, and Tropicana is now part of PepsiCo. So somebody mentioned about CSX, and originally the Tropicana train was run by Seaboard Airline Railroad and Atlantic Coastline Railroad. So that has changed. Did Heath show up here? Where is he? He didn't say hello. Oh, who's a clean cut guy? I got a haircut yesterday just for this live stream. So yeah, it used to be Seaboard Airline Railroad and Atlantic Coastline, and then uses the Seaboard Coastline to Richmond, Virginia. The Seaboard Coastline later became CSX. Yeah, that's why I do these PowerPoint slides, because I don't remember anything. So then somebody just mentioned that CSX lost the contract. So basically what happens is the juice train, the Tropicana juice train goes from Bradenton, Florida, which is kind of north, I think near somewhere north of Orlando. and then it ships the train to Alexandria, Virginia, and then from there to New Jersey and Cincinnati, and they also have one that leaves Florida and goes all the way to California, like a 3,000-mile trip. No, I forget. I wrote it down somewhere. I forget what railroad takes it from Alexandria to New Jersey. Thomas Grossi ought to know. He lives out that way, doesn't he? Wait a minute. I skipped a whole bunch. Family and I went to Natural Tunnel Park yesterday. Oh, I saw that video there. Reduces priority over all freight. Yeah, that's correct. Because that's the money maker in Florida. Yeah. Tropicana is big in Florida. You know what's the funny thing? If any of you have ever been to Florida, you know anything about this, and have you ever tried to make like a glass of juice from a bag or something of oranges, and you need like 50 oranges to squeeze to get a glass of juice. When the oranges that they use to make orange juice are like as big as the doggone grapefruit. So yeah, they grow special oranges just for making juice. The fellow that bought it wanted it hit back. His grandfather retired 4 months. Okay. Let me see what else is in here. I miss VA baby. Yeah, so that's the Tropicana juice train. That's kind of one of my favorites, just because they're nice, colorful engines and so forth, or trains. So yeah, again about the leasing cars and so forth. Those cars are owned by Tropicana. They pay. It used to be CSX, but somebody said they don't anymore. But basically, Tropicana pays for their cars to be shipped to Alexandria, and they pay to have them returned empty. So they pay both ways. Nabisco. There are no reporting marks on here. Just a cool, colorful car. I like it. Let me see here. Come on, what happened? I'll be sure to warn everyone. Do I have to drink Tropicana when in Florida? No, you could drink other juices, but you probably won't find them as much. I think you find Sunkist maybe, but or maybe you drink some Tang powder or something. But yeah, Tropicana is popular there. Nice relaxing time without Florida man around. Okay. Heinz. So these are some of my favorites here. Some of these are realistic, some are not. These are 3 that I own. The one on the top here is an HO car. The other 2 are Lionel O-gauge cars. Yeah, I like these. Let me go. So are the Heinz cars for real, or are these just for fun? We'll get to that. So this has, I don't know if you can see that or not, it says TLCX. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll thank you, PK. Yeah, I like them too. And as far as the Heinz go, Lionel made, I think, 23 or more. It was 23 or 32 different Heinz cars, because they have Heinz ketchup, Heinz mustard, Heinz relish, Heinz hot peppers. I'm trying, jalapeno peppers, everything. So, like I said, Heinz or Lionel made, at least 20 or 30 different cars. So if you see a Heinz car at a train show in O-gauge, and it's like less than 20 bucks or something, and it's not one of these, snag it. So, for me, yeah. Vlasic Pickles version is. I know where a Vlasic Pickles version is, or if they still have. Well, that's Vlasic. It's not Heinz, but that's all right. Still looks cool. Still Still a Billboard car. So yeah, so they actually did make different Heinz cars, and you know, here's one there. Does it say apple butter on it? So, and okay, and the one on the left there says relish. Of course, you can't see the other one. Sweet pickle cat. She drinks cider in Florida. Why would you drink? I guess if he doesn't like Tropicana. So those are some real ones. Here we go. Heinz India relish. So I guess that's a hot spicy relish. So yeah, they made a different one there. Now, as far as who actually, I mean, I imagine Heinz actually had them built, and I was unable to find out who actually transports them. Here's another one. So this one here says NCRX. This looks like probably 60s or 70s anyhow, and that's GE Capital Rail Services, believe it or not. And I'll show you something about GE Capital, because GE Capital owns a whole ton of rail cars from you know, different companies and so forth. So yeah, so there's a Heinz car, a newer one, NCRX, GE Capital Rail Services. All right. So yeah, I mentioned about GE Capital Rail Services, also known as GE Rail Services or GE Rail Service Cars, Rail Car Services, and they're a leasing company. Part of GE Capital, division of General Electric. Yeah, believe it or not, General Electric owns rail cars. Crazy. And they could be box cars, flat cars, covered hoppers, uncovered hoppers, tankers. And here is just, I'll have to show you the reporting. There's a website that has all the reporting names on it, and GE Capital owns like hundreds of different, they have hundreds of different reporting names. And the other thing I forgot to mention with like the Billboard cars and so forth, if they're not part of a specific railroad like CSX or ATSF or Union Pacific, if they're not part of it, they're going to end in the letter X. So I started with pickles before ketchup. Still a big Picklesburg festival every year here in Pittsburgh. Oh, so you're from Pittsburgh. Okay. I grew up in Pittsburgh, and that's why I kind of like the Heinz too. I grew up south of Pittsburgh. I thought ketchup was their first product because they were trying to make ketchup. They were the first ones, at least that's what I learned on the History Channel. Foods that built America. Because they wanted to put, they made the ketchup and they put it in clear bottles. They were the first ones to put it in clear bottles. Just Google for everything. That's cool to know. California oranges? Well, if they'll ship all right, Lynn, or, you know, if you come out this way, I mean, I always love oranges. Reading chat here. Okay. So yeah, we'll go back. If I get a chance here and I could do this and share the web page. Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. Yeah. Only cheating if you get caught. Okay. So yeah, that's Heinz GE Capital Rail Services. Yeah, I was talking about Kellogg's here. The one on the top is an HO train, and the one on the bottom is an O gauge Lionel. And the one on the top is a covered hopper, and Dell Hudson gave me that one. Thank you very much, Dell. Super cool. And the Rice Krispies, I got it the last Kutztown show, O'Hare Township, half a mile from the Heinz estate. Okay. I grew up in South Park. Oh, he's still on the internet thing. Okay. About being caught on the internet. So under that 1937 Interstate Commerce Act, you might see a Kellogg's car, but you certainly wouldn't see a Rice Krispies car. But you would on my railroad. because I love these guys. Snap, crackle, and pop. And then you make those good Rice Krispie treats, right? How long have I been into model trains? Probably, I guess, 2018, I think. Yeah, it was right after Thanksgiving on 2018 that I started. And it was probably 6 or 8 months after that that I started the YouTube channel. I got started because I had off for Thanksgiving and I was digging through the closet looking for Christmas lights, and I found the box of trains that was my dad's that I had, and I said, I got to do something with these. So after I got done with the Christmas lights, I pulled out the box of trains and had to do something with them. I used to eat that cereal. Now I sound like it every yeah. Yeah, that's what my knees sound like. Yeah, so that's a really cool box car. I like it. And so the covered hopper, I don't know what they would have put in it. I don't know. Would you ship cereal in a covered hopper like that? You know, 200,000 pounds of Rice Krispies in a covered hopper? Where's Tony? Sorry, don't have Tony the Tiger. Here's an interesting car. I like this one. Nice and bright. Dole. Where did I get that one? Was that from Plumber? Yes, I think that was from Plumber. Very cool. Do you think there's a real Dole car out there? Because, well, here's the thing. Dole is in Hawaii, and I don't think there's any freight trains in Hawaii. So you would never realistically see a Dole train. That's what I figured here. I guess we're talking and going back to the Kellogg's car. It would have probably transported grain. And, you know, would that have been imported or exported? Like, would Kellogg's get grain from one place and then ship it to their factory to make the cereal? I don't know. Wait a minute. How come every time I click on something, I end up clicking on the wrong one? Yeah, the beer cars. So, oh, okay. Trying to read what's on there. So the Dole car, would we actually see a real Dole car? Well, yes and no. You would not see a box car that said Dole on it. However, if you're in Hawaii, you can go for a ride on the Pineapple Express at the Dole Pineapple Plantation. Zerudo, welcome. You like the Dole car? I do too. I don't have any Coca-Cola cars, believe it or not. People want crazy money for those. The only thing I have Coca-Cola is I have a Lionel, has Coca-Cola on it and has Santa Claus on it. Oh, that's another one that I got from Plumber, but I didn't take a picture of that. Love the rolling stock history. Thank you. Like I said, I was just having fun with Billboard Cars and was going to show different cars, and then you know, trying to figure out which ones are real, which ones are not real, and then I started finding out all this history about, you know, which ones, you know, are allowed, and then I found out that whole thing about the 1937 interstate commerce thing. So Hawaii did have railroads 3-foot gauge, I believe. So yeah, they wouldn't have been. So I guess that would be kind of smaller, because they're not going to have gigantic freight trains. I mean, I guess they have smaller ones around there. I did try and look it up. I did Google it. So if anybody knows anything about freight cars or freight trains on Hawaii, let me know. There was a Dole train. Wahoo, a long time ago, they were sugarcane cars, according to the tour. Were they full-size freight cars? I don't know. So yeah, there's the cool Dole car. Baby Ruth. Is Baby Ruth a real car? Sears was a Craftsman tank car. 10 more car. Okay. Baby Ruth. Is this a real car? It says NADX. Again, another GE Capital Rail Services car. All right, the Dole thing is still rolling. We're still talking about Dole. Narrow gauge. Okay, yeah, that's what I said. Well, that's what I was thinking. It would have been a smaller railroad. So yeah, so any freight cars on the island of Hawaii would be smaller. Yeah, the one that chugs, I do have that one. I should have taken a picture of that. And that's the funniest thing because I bought that at a train show for 50 cents. And the guy says it chugs. I said, no, it doesn't. I thought he was kidding. And I brought the thing home and I put it on the tracks behind the car. I thought it was a track cleaning car, but it's not. It chugs. It makes the chug sound, which just cracked me up. So yeah. Hold on a second. All right, excuse me. You gave yours away. Why would you give it away? Right, Sparky. It was had a roller in the middle that would roll around. Oh, okay, yeah. Plumber was doing voice to text. Well, that doesn't work. Yeah, I have one of those. So yeah, again, here's another box car that's owned by GE Capital Rail Services. Here's the Lionel Baby Ruth. This is not very realistic at all, or maybe it is. Maybe it's more realistic than the other ones. But I think I have like 4 or 5 of these Lionel Baby Ruth cars. Oh yes, yeah, 50 cents. I paid 50 cents for a Baby Ruth car at a train show. You know, why'd you give it away? Baby Ruth. 21 watching? Okay. How about what's his name? Rick. Oh, Rick, I'm doing this because Rick couldn't do it. So Rick's not here, is he? Anybody see Rick? So this is the best picture I could find of a real life Baby Ruth car. So yeah, they did actually mentioning the Goonies. Yeah, so this is the best picture I could find of an actual Baby Ruth car. Actually, I thought you would actually find cars like this, but not so much. And again, I don't know, what railroad. Looks like a game shot. Yeah. Well, I guess if his kid likes it and makes him laugh, then that's cool. It's always good. It's kind of funny. You put that in like with a steam engine, and it chugs like a steam engine. But then I guess a steam engine would not have necessarily been carrying a freight car, but that's all right. So yeah, that's the best Baby Ruth picture I can come up with, I think. Yeah. Okay, Shaq. Former found it. Not bad. Oh. So here's a Westinghouse, and I like this one because it is from Pittsburgh area again, another company near Pittsburgh, and that has, you can't see it on there, but in the middle it says GATX for Westinghouse, which again is another, oh, I'm sorry, General American Marks. It's not General Electric. So that's another big company that owns and leases railroad cars. So I haven't found an actual Westinghouse car like that, a real one. I'm surprised. There's probably one out there. If anybody sees one, let me know. Here we go. This is one of my favorites. This is an O gauge Lionel, or was that a Williams? I think it was a Lionel. Completely unrealistic, but it's Westinghouse. I had to have it because it's so techy. I'm DB Tech, and you got to have a technical cars. It's got a little voltmeter, and the funny thing is, as the train goes by, it's got the little voltmeter, and you can't really see what the voltage is. But yeah, don't think GE would have done much for Westinghouse. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, GE and Westinghouse were kind of competitors. So this is interesting. So this does have a reporting mark of WECX for Westinghouse Electric, but this is not a very realistic car, but whatever. Yeah, I did too, Lynn. And I started doing some research on these because, like I said, I was putting up the Billboard cars or the color cars, and then I thought, well, geez, are any of these actually realistic or not? And then I kept finding out more and more stuff. So yeah, come on. Thanks, Sparky. Wonder if Bendix ever had a car. My grandfather worked for them. GATX. What was that on there? Was that on the General American Marks? We can look that up in a little bit. Yeah, General American Marks leased hundreds of different companies, or they had cars with all kinds of advertising on it, not necessarily Westinghouse. So we'll have to do a search on that. GATX was just a leasing company. They weren't a company. All they did, yeah, they were just leasing cars. Yeah, this is a track testing car. So if I put it on my Lionel track and I put it in neutral, then you can see the voltage. Berkshire Herm. Oh, I don't have that one. Don't have that one. Sorry. So this is a Westinghouse car. That's a real one. They transported a lot of like transformers, power units, things like that, generators, so forth. So that's a real Westinghouse car. Oh, this is interesting. So what's his name? P and KW, I think. Do you have any idea what this is? Let me go back here. The P and KW said he was from near there. So nobody knows what this is. This is a Westinghouse train. So this was a monorail that they had in South Park, which is south of Pittsburgh. I think they built it in 1968 or 1969. So Westinghouse built this as a model. It wasn't meant to actually transport people, any distance for real. It was like a 2 or 3 mile track that went around the park, and it was just for testing. Okay, you're new to Pittsburgh. Okay, so you would have never seen this because they tore it down in like 1972 or 1973. So this was a mono. It's all electric, made by Westinghouse, and they just made it as a model, or sample, or test, a test train. And it was supposed to go from like Center City, Pittsburgh, out to the suburbs, and they were going to make all these electric cars. And train coming. All right, Papa John. So they made this just for fun, kind of just a proof of concept, and they ran it for about 4 or 5 years around South Park. And the interesting thing was they built this, and then this was before Disney World was built. And what's his name? Walt Disney actually came out to South Park to go for a ride on this and see this, and then that's where he got the concept to build the monorail in Disney World. But this could be a whole nother live stream here on that. Sorry, Lynn. Oh, you know what? I do have a Gerber car. I think it's an N scale. I forgot about that. I do have a Gerber baby car, and you know what? I think that's the one that's got broken wheels, and I never never ran it. Oh, does that mean I got to start over? I was wondering where you were. Rick messed it up for everybody. Now I got to start over. Just kidding. Okay, so that's the Westinghouse. We could do that at any, this could be a whole nother live stream on that. There's one Planners. I didn't see any reporting marks on this. And GATX blue high cube box cars are pretty distinctive. Okay. Yeah, they are. Planner's car, I didn't find anything like it, so I don't know if this is a realistic car or not. If anybody's actually seen a real, oh, nuts. If anybody's actually seen a real live Planner's car out on tracks, let me know. Mail pouch. I could not find a real mail pouch car, so I don't know if this ever was real. And I'm kind of surprised. And the reason is, if anywhere like out west, mail pouch used to paint barns with their dark red paint, and mail pouch used to come out and paint the barns for free if they could put their advertising on it. So it made the farmer happy, because the farmer got their barn painted every couple of years, and mail pouch got free advertising. So yeah, Rick, you're gonna have to watch the video and get a test later, or take a test later. So I've never seen I haven't been able to find a picture of a real mail pouch refrigerator or a boxcar or anything, but if you see one, again, let me know. We have dots. This one here was from Del Hudson. So this kind of goes under the category of hold on there. I don't know, Sparky. I mean, I thought that there would have been, but I did not see any. Generally, tobacco would be transported in something like an air car, like an open car, like almost like a cattle car that was vented. And they didn't transport tobacco very far. It was usually like a local companies, farmers would grow it and then they sell it to the companies. So I don't know. Yeah. Again, I have more questions than answers the more I look this stuff up. Is that for real there, Edward? Happy Valley Hobbies? The reporting mark is not in a location that is not normal. Okay. Which one do you have, Plumber? Okay, he doesn't say. Dots. This is interesting. So, I mean, I don't think you would see one of these because it's got a specific product in it, leased by Tootsie Roll. Midwest Energy Services. Tricks. And I did see that Tricks somewhere else. Back to the planner side. But this is a nice, colorful car. Again, that was from Del Hudson. You want to see Planner's car? I don't see it on there. I'd have to look at the actual photo that I took and maybe zoom in really close. Or maybe I can go get it and look later. Already went over that, Rick. Okay, you know what? We'll do this real quick for Rick. Okay, Rick? You got it? All right. Went out of my way for Rick. Okay. Dots. Oscar Mayer. Oscar Mayer, another one from the Pittsburgh area. Um, yeah, it says the marks on our OMTX. I would imagine I could not find that. I looked up what OMTX means, and it doesn't say. Huh. Well, I'd like to see what it looks like because I like different cars. If I haven't seen it, I got to have it. Oscar Mayer. Jello. Okay, yeah, somebody asked me before what GARX was. So there's another car with the GARX on it, and this is Jello. I don't really like to eat Jello, but I love this car because it's so nice and bright. Um, that's another one that Dell gave me. It looks better than it does in this photo. Sorry about that. Well, it's a really nice car, and it runs nice too. So we're up to 23 watching. You will, careful plumber. He will only offer you $5 for it. Ah, you know what, Sparky? Me and Plumber, we trade stuff. We're a couple old, like farm boys or something. He comes up here with boxes of stuff, and then I send him home with boxes of other stuff. So we just kind of trade. You know, who don't love Jello? That stuff's kind of squishy, like chewing on a rubber tire, man. Actually, when I was a kid, we used to take the Jello and like smash it up so it was like kind of liquid again. Then it was fun to eat. Jello to you too. Yeah, you funny. Ralston Purina. So are these real cars or aren't they? I'm sure you would find real Ralston Purina box cars because they did ship, cat food and dog food and stuff and chewy toys. But I don't know what they would have put in a small hopper car. Like, I mean, I guess you wouldn't put like dog food in an uncovered hopper. I don't know. Oh, it's a car and a tuna car and a pickle car. Well, that's cool. So anyhow, Ralston Purina, would we actually see would we actually see a Ralston Purina car? Well, yes, you would. Looks a little different than the one that I had. You have the top one. Okay. Yeah, I think I actually might have more than one of those with the checkerboard on it. I looked up RPCX. It comes up to Railroad Passenger Car Numbering Bureau. That's kind of weird, huh? Oh, okay. So the hopper car, the Purina hopper car would have been for the extra iron to add to the food. Okay, you funny guy. Yeah, so Ralston Purina, Railroad Passenger Car Numbering Bureau. And, as you find these cars, different companies own the cars at different times. So, the reporting marks may have changed. There we go. We finally got to it. I know Sparky's all excited about this one. That's his favorite. The Sparky Spark Plug. Let's go. Oh, Scott Johnson. Welcome. Yeah, so these are two cars that are completely unrealistic, and they're really cool. Train man number one's here. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Pay attention, Rick. Okay. So yeah, these are two box cars that are really nice. They're cool, bright, but not very realistic, but they're cool cars. So there is a book going to make me I'll keep a lookout for one of them, buddy. So in my search of boxcars and so forth and whatever, somebody does make a book called Everything You Want to Know About Billboard Refrigerator Cars. So I may have to see if I can find that, or whatever, or so Sparky could buy for me for my birthday or something. So is that the end of it? Let me see. That's the train shows. So I'm going to show you one other short video here. And I didn't take all these pictures because, well, I didn't actually think this would take me a full hour here. What's that say? B&D's up the street from my house. Used to be rail served by Ma and Pa. Oh, okay. Didn't know. Okay. Yeah, I mean they're good. So I accidentally or unintentionally also collect tanker cars. And they're the kind of thing that I wouldn't normally collect, but every time I see one that looks unique, I gotta have it. So let me cars. The black one, there's Union, another Union, Mexico, STP. So yeah, these are DuPont cars. They're owned by DuPont, and like the Tropicana, DuPont owns them. They pay to have them shipped wherever. They pay to have them returned empty, whatever the cost is. So yeah, they're DuPont cars. This one here, sorry, it's blurred out. You have a Dow Chemical 6-dome car, not realistic. I have a Dow Chemical, it's a 3-dome car, and I found it after I did this video. I was like, oh, wow. This is actually like a dark blue here, and it says Union on it. Uh-oh, what happened there? Okay, so this one, the white one with the orange stripe, also says Union on it. Atlantic. The white one there with the blue lettering is Atlantic. Texaco. I'll let this video play through, but like this, the first Texaco car is pretty unrealistic. They would have not made one with lettering that gigantic. The second Texaco car is more realistic. STP. What's STP stand for? Scientifically tested products. In case you didn't know that. You might have Texaco. Okay. And again, I don't necessarily collect them, but I keep finding them at train shows for like $1, or I find them at the bottom of a box of other stuff that I bought. There's Mobile Gas. That one's got to be pretty old. What happened to my video? Uh-oh. Is that the end of my video? Oh, that's the end of my video. Yeah. Or is it? Yeah. Okay, that was the end of my video. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got on Billboard Cars. So that took just about an hour. That's cool. It worked out good. Stop teasing Polacks. Real quick, the next, if I walk after I eat beans, I love mobile gas. Hooray. No, good question, Lynn. AC Delco, I guess, made them, and then thank you, PK and W. So we're not quite done yet. So here's two train shows. The Greenberg Train Show is the Philadelphia Convention Center in Oaks. It's right off of 422. And this is one all the time. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go. But it's 10 minutes from my house, and I always end up there anyhow. The Kutztown Train Show is, of course, in Kutztown. It's at Redinger's Farmers Market. And it's free to go. And because it's free to go and they charge very little for the vendors to sell stuff, so sometimes you can get some good deals, because then the sellers aren't spending $100 on tables. So that's why we like to go there. Yeah, that's future projects. So you want to see an unboxing? Anybody? Bueller? Anyone? I got some packages here. We can see what we got. No, I wanted this one big. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So I got a couple packages here. Are they parts or are they tools? Well, quite honestly, it depends. Yeah, Vermont. Okay. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Buy now. Get another one. Let's set those aside. Package inside of a package inside of a package. Okay. So yeah, what these are wire clips. So there's something that you can put on. If you're wiring something up. Yeah, stay tuned. We got a little bit more yet. For connecting things together, and for testing things, and or you can leave them permanent. So you just simply put the wire in there and let go of it, and then it stays in there like that. Yeah, components, things like that. Yeah, so that's what I use these for. So they're wire connectors. So like this point here and this point here are connected, and this one are connected, but they're not connected that way. So these are some handy little things, and I lost that. Yeah, I think I paid $7 for 25 of them. The railroads that built America, yeah. So that's solderless clips. Some of these things I bought and then forgot what I had. Guess what you're getting for Christmas? Get in this package here. Yeah, I think I bought 40 of these, and I have no idea why I would have bought 40 of these. But they're just alligator clips with the insulators. I think they were just cheap enough. I think I paid $7, but I have no idea. I don't know why I bought so many of these, but yeah. So next time I send a package of parts or something to somebody, I'll probably put a couple of these in there. So, and these bigger ones are kind of good, you know, for holding stuff together. You know, if you got to glue something or whatever. You're looking at. Oh yeah. That's the coin toss penny. Yeah. See, perfect size. Fits right in my hand. So we got some alligator clips, and I think I paid, you know, about $8 for those. Plum, are you leaving me? We're not done yet, man. We're gonna burn up some LEDs or something. So alligator clips. Oh, I know what's in there. Look at that. Oh boy. Test leads. I think they were like $4 for 10 or 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they were like $4 and something for 10 of them. So I said, all right, I'll buy 20 of them. So very cool. Thanks, Len. Yeah, so I don't know if any of you guys use these or not. They were, you know, $4 for 10 of them, and you know, why not, right? Those aside, what the heck is it? Oh, okay. I can put them back in and we can try it later or something, you know. Oh crap. More alligator clips. Oh, that's right. So I bought the other package of them. Wait a minute. These are the big ones. I thought I ordered smaller ones of these. So these are the insulated ones. What happened is I ordered these ones here with the insulation on them. And after I ordered them, it said it's going to take me like 4 weeks to get them. And I was like, ah, crap. So then I went and ordered these. And so these came in like 2 days. And then the other ones, they came soon anyhow. So I've got, you know, alligator clips to last me quite a while. And now I don't know where the bag is for those. Oh, that bag came open. Give me a minute. Let me get a Ziploc. Oh. So we'll lose these. So yeah, next time I send somebody, you know, parts or something, I'll be sure to throw in a couple alligator clips, because you know, one of those things that like not a big deal until you can't find them, and you're like, I know I get alligator clips somewhere. So probably 40 of those and 40 of those. Okay, that's the unboxing. What was the other thing here? Can I get a real alligator? Yeah, I'll send you a real alligator. I'll 3D print you one. So, anybody want to see? Want to play around with some LEDs for just a minute? Well, we're going to. So this is an LED, and it works off of 4.5 volts. Check this out. So this is it just has 3 AA batteries in this little package here, in this little box. So I'm gonna put my hand over because this is like crazy bright. Yeah. So where did I get that? That is one of these guys here that like came from the dollar store. I guess it's $1.25 store now because it costs $1.25. So this kind of thing that goes on your head, on a, you know, has a strap and has a button on the top. So what happens is you press the button, it turns on. Press it again, it gets dimmer. and you press it again and it blinks. So that's kind of not useful that way. So I took one of these and took it apart to get to that, and I'll show you what's going on with that. All right, let me take out the batteries first. Crying out loud. See if I can stab myself here. Okay, can we see that all right? Okay, you can kind of see that. So that's what it looks like in there. And this is, the little button on the top. And it has this little chip here that makes it blink and everything. So that says positive, that says negative. So basically, you take one of these out, and you have to take that little chip off of there. Just get a hot soldering iron, take the whole thing off, and all that. And then see these battery clips on the bottom. They unsolder from here, and then you get this little LED. And like I said, these things they're pretty bright. So I mean, I think like if you were to put these underneath the layout or something, you could probably put one like every foot, and it would be more than bright enough. So that's my little techie thing for tonight. I was going to do show how to wire this up with 12 volts, because it's supposed to only use 4.5 volts, and I did mess around putting a resistor in there. But yeah, you can put, if you use 12 volts and you put a resistor in line, it'll work okay. Rick, it's the thing. I go to the dollar store and I see something and I'm like, can we reverse engineer this? Can we take this apart and use it for something, worthwhile, just for the fun of it? And, it's just fun just to, take stuff apart and see what's in there. I've done that ever since I was a kid. So that's my little LED trick. So for $1.25, you get a couple of those, light up your layout. That's probably too bright to put in like in a house or something, maybe a large building. Do we have any? So still got 21. I started with 23, I think. 23 viewers. What are we doing on the chat? So did I successfully get rid of that stupid heart? Hopefully that's going right. The little thing. Where did I get the penny? I got the penny when I visited Pittsburgh a couple months ago, and I visited the Incline, and it was in the gift shop, and it was like $2 or something, and I just thought it was cool. I mean, it's useless, but I guess it's a great coin toss thing or something, or you give penny for your thoughts. I don't know. I just if you add a resistor on the wire, would that dim down the LED? You want me to test this, don't you? We're gonna do this. You know what? Since we're here, we still got time. You guys gonna leave on me, or we'll play with an LED for a little bit? We want to do amps. We got the voltmeter, and we're gonna do a little. Oh, we don't want that. We're gonna do a little bit of calculating here. Since we have 21 still watching, a piece of paper. Oh, where's those clips? Yes, that's why we want these here. So what I did is we set the voltmeter on 10 amps, and you measure amperage in series. And do this here. Let me get a piece of wire. And give me another jumper. Oh, let me go from here to there. Where's the black wire? So we turn that on, and we cover that. So that's telling we have 0.47, 0.48 milliamps, 460, 470 milliamps. William Santa, you know what I mean. Thank you very much for joining. Santalago. Yeah. So what did we say? 460 milliamps or 0.46 amps. Let me turn this off. So we want to put a resistor in there so we can use the 12-volt power supply. We'll put this back to there, and we'll put this on voltage, 20 volts. Is that plugged in? Yes. Black wire is already on the black. So looking at my power supply, I actually have 13.35. It'll read backwards. No, I mean, as far as reading milliamps, yes, it does matter. You have to have the voltmeter connected correctly to read milliamps or amps. But for voltage, it'll just read like a negative voltage. So our power supply is 13.35 volts. And we said that this is 4.5. So that's 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 so 8.5 volts. Remember our resistance. Are you saying? Sorry guys, I did this again. It's still too bright, is it? Is there a light on there? Okay, so the power supply is 13.35 volts minus the 4.5 that we need, and that ends up with 8.85 volts. So resistance equals the voltage over the amps. Okay, so the resistance equals 8.85 divided by 0.46. Calculator, please. 8.85. 8.85 divided by 0.46 equals 19.239, 19.2 ohms. Okay, so need more gigawatts. Could use a multiple volt transformer, and what if you left the little part in, make it dim? The part that I took out, actually, what this part does, now this is a one of these is a resistor, so could stay in there. This is what makes it blink. So you're taking this out of the equation so that it doesn't blink. So that's why we're removing that. And it's turning it on and off. So I do. So then, oh, you got to take your. Where is that thing? Oh my goodness, I can't find it. Can't find it. Probably fell on the floor. The little scratch brush thing that looks like this, except it's fiberglass. So what you do is scratch all that white stuff off, and then you would see where the contacts actually are on the LED that I lost. Don't panic, it's in here somewhere. So we're looking for 19.2 ohms on that to connect to a 12-volt power supply. Here it is underneath the thing. So where were we? So we said 19.2 ohms. I got a 50 ohm. We'll just try that for now. Yeah, looking for an alligator clip. Don't have enough of them. So you can put a resistor that's a little bit higher, but you don't want to put one that's too low. And again, with hang on, what happened? With LEDs, you want to make sure you don't wire them backwards. So we'll put the negative over here. Need that. Where's another one of those little? Stay up here. Put the meter on there so it doesn't go anywhere. Where's those little white clips? Got lost again. Good thing I bought another package of them. All right. There's my resistor. We'll put that in there. So, to recap and explain, we had 4.5 volts to power this, and now we're going to try the 12 volt power supply that looks like this. Okay, Steve, thanks for joining. We'll be here just a little bit longer. So that was 13.3 volts. So what do you think? Is this going to burn up when we plug it in? So we got a 50 ohm resistor in there. Oh, look at that. Sure enough, there's smoke. I don't know if you can see that. I better unplug that. Whoops. I burnt that right up. Maybe the resistor's too big. I'll have to work on that. Okay, so just use the 4.5 volt. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Okay. Billboard cars, LEDs, boxing. All right, where was I? One last thing. So we had the meet and greet. And again, thank you very much for the STS crew for having me. Had a great time. So some of my future projects, I have N, HO, and O gauge, and I repair accessories and engines and things. So I'll probably do that. Maybe a power supply build. Did I miss anything? So yeah, thank you to the STS, and so thank you very much, John. So this is what I think the schedule is. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? I started to put something on my whiteboard behind me, and I made a mess out of it. I scribbled it, and so it just says DB Tech. I started to put Sidetrack Sunday on there, and I couldn't make a straight line and just looked terrible, so I gave up on it. Yeah, thank you very much, Edward. Very cool. So anything else from Sidetrack Sunday crew or anything? The smoke was not blue, just saying. No, it was not blue smoke. It was It was definitely a dark gray smoke. I'll tell you what. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's all I got tonight. Boxcars and burning up some resistors and stuff. So thank you all so very much for participating and joining. So from the city that never, I mean, no, that isn't right. So you all know the drill. No, that's not it. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna say see you later, guys. I had a good time. All right. End stream. Where's the end stream thing? There it is. All right. Peace.